conceptually. That is, through the filter of some theory, idea, memory, or belief. It is not that a master has no theories or beliefs. Rather, a master holds his or her theories, beliefs, knowledge, memories above himself or herself, so to speak, so that they don't act as a filter, but illuminate what is encountered. Philosophers call this bracketing. Husserl. Okay, as we go through this experiment, you will see for yourself the power of encountering life as it is lived. Is anybody not on the same page with us?
What means encountering?
Encountering life, confronting, standing in front of, encounter. Encounter. Do you have a word for encounter? Confront. You encounter life, you come upon it. So is anybody, are we all on the same page?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, look it up, that's what you do. It is not, okay, encounter. As we go through this experiment, you will see for yourself the power of encountering life as it is lived. Did you find the word?
Like confronting.
Confronting.
Thank you.
Got it? All right. Completing the third step in this personal experiment. This time, when I ask you to point where your experience of seeing X is actually happening, don't go into your head to figure out the answer. Rather, do no more than just experience seeing X. And before you have the chance to get stuck in what you believe, point to the location where your experience of seeing X is actually happening. Try this right now. You guys actually did that. Yeah. Right? Okay, I suggest that if you put aside what you think you already know about seeing, and just be with your experience of seeing X, you'll point to where you call there. It's where X is. Yeah? Yeah. Of course. Until you get in touch with the actual experience for yourself, this is just another theory. But it is no theory when you get in touch with the actual experience for yourself. In actual practice, with some people, it takes a few more trials. But so far, with more than 3,500 people in live interactions given enough trials, each ultimately responds, often with a look of incredulity, by pointing out there where their experience of seeing X is actually happening for them. Surprisingly, as life is actually lived, where seeing the world and others actually happens for us is where what you call out there and not what you call in here. Where you have said that you are located. Did you get that? So where you said you were located is not where you experience life happening, because you experience it out. Okay, what we've discovered so far in this experiment. There is a difference between life encountered through some theory or belief as contrasted with life encountered as life is actually lived. When we often encounter and comprehend life through some theory or belief, it is possible for us to encounter and comprehend life that is actually lived. As a consequence, it is possible for us to interact with life, the world, others, and ourselves as life is actually lived, rather than as life is interacted with when encountered through some theory or belief. That mapping? Yeah? 2. Our experience of seeing the world and others actually happens for us, what we have called out there, not as you might have believed in here. In fact, as lived, no matter with which of our senses we perceive the world or others, our experience of what we perceive happens, what you call out there. For example, if you touch something, while you will feel your fingertip being pressed on, you will notice that your experience of what you touched is out there, not in here inside your finger. Right now, try this for yourself. As you have now verified for yourself, you're seeing X and you're feeling what you touch happens out there. But we have a problem. Which is what you kind of hit here, yeah? At the beginning of this experience, you said that where you are located is what you call here. And you said that X is located what you call there. Yet later in the experiment, you verified for yourself that where you seeing X actually happens is what you call there, not here, where you said you were. But if you are here and not out there, and yet you are seeing X happens is out there, where you said you are not, you have a big problem. Yeah. In short, this would mean that your experience happens somewhere other than where you are. Obviously, that just cannot be true.
Well,
What is
we are not
wrong with
here,
that?
we are not there.
What's wrong Okay, if you're here and not out there, and yet where you see X happens is out there, where you said you're not. So if you said you're not, and yet
That means that we are not here.
if you that means we're not here.
Yes.
No, we hear.
If you were actually located here, how is it possible for you to be there where you see where seeing X actually happens for you? Where you are seeing X actually happens for you. Or asked in another way, if you were located what you call here and not there, how is it possible for you to be out there when you are seeing X is happening? Out there where you see. Let me give you that again. Or ask in another way. If you're located what you call here and not there, how is it possible for you to be out there where you seeing X is happening? Clearly, there's something puzzling going on here.
But still, it's no wall between me and this X, so what is wrong for me being here and seeing something there?
But we projected things.
Not seeing, but
What?
experiencing.
No, I experienced by seeing, so it's nothing wrong with me being here and Masha being there, and still I can experience seeing her.
But your
No, they
experience,
say that
is-
your experience, you're here and your experience is there.
your
This-
experience
this-
is not
Okay.
where you are. Your experience is not where you are. Your experience is out there.
Okay,
Your
so
experience
what's
is
wrong with
not
this?
where you are.
So what's wrong with it? Why you can't
I didn't
get
say
like
anything was wrong with it. I
They
said
said that it's a problem. I
Yeah,
don't get why
it's a
problem.
conundrum is a better word than problem.
What?
It is
Conundrum.
opportunities
It's a conundrum.
for our mind being not here, everywhere in the planet.
Yeah, it's a conundrum. It's two facts that are difficult to put together. That's a
No.
conundrum.
That-
Okay, you don't see it as a conundrum.
Yeah.
But anyway, where you see Masha happening is not there with you. Even though you say, I'm here. You say, I'm here, but where you see her happening is not where you are.
In your mind, you
And
are.
it's okay for me.
Okay, I didn't say it shouldn't be okay for
No, no,
you.
I mean that it's logic for me for being here and seeing something there.
Okay.
I don't see why it's a conundrum to be here and just so it should be right to experience everything here. For me, it's not the how it should be.
Okay. Alright. Where you experience life happening is not here. You
Yes.
experience life happening out there. not where you are.
I am.
But your experience, it happens not where you are. Your experience happens there.
But this sentence, not where we are,
Mhm.
it's not some law, it's like, I don't know, it's not maybe obvious. Who said we're not there?
You did.
I see this
You're-
point here.
Hold on.
and
Now,
this
you're
there,
talking
but-
about some theory. You're trying to access this through some theory or what someone told you. We want to
No.
we want to run the experiment on the court as lived in life, and you're now pulling in some theory that you heard
No.
and or some concept. You went through the steps and you said where you experience. Did you pick Masha?
Yeah.
Okay. Where you experience Masha happening is out here, which is not where you are. You say I'm here. You say I'm here, and yet where you experience life happening is over there, which is not here.
I don't feel here and there so separated.
I didn't ask you about what you felt. That's not an experiment what you feel. Hold on, Russ.
I have a question, but if I close the eyes and imagine this is X, I will experience it here.
Your imagination, just not a real world.
Yeah, but
But my brain
for
is-
example,
It is
I
like with
choose this
menu.
But
guy.
you won't
It's like
experience
on
it
TV.
there because you can't experience it in your neurons because you have no experience of your neurons.
Just be like for menu, like projection.
It will still be out here where you are not.
So like a map,
Huh?
like a map.
Like a map.
You can take map anywhere, but the place which your map represents will be in the same place always.
Yeah.
If you
She'll
go,
always be out here. And your experience is always out here. But the problem is, the conundrum is, it's not where you are.
yes.
It's not where we say we are. We experience life. If we run the experiment, it happens not where we are. All right, so let's go on and see what we see. Are you the thing you take yourself to be? When life is examined as life is actually lived, the interpretation, belief or theory, that you are here and not there where X is, and by the way, where life actually happens, shows up as a problem. You will remember that earlier in this class, we asked you to consider that you may not be who you take yourself to be. Maybe you are not some object, albeit with special properties, that, like all other objects, has a location either here or there. While there is certainly something located here, maybe it is not you. Maybe the only thing here for you is the thing you are referring to when you say I or me, and maybe that is not who you really are. Maybe it's not who you are really. Who is it that has your experience of you? Who is it that experiences what you are referring to when you say I or me? Perhaps the who that experiences what you are referring to when you say I or me is who you are really. In fact, the you that you refer to when you say I or me is nothing more than one of the things that shows up for you in the who you are really. Maybe who you really are is not some object located here.
Nice.
No.
The resolution of the puzzle. Maybe who you are really is the clearing, the space, in which X, and by the way, all of the rest of life shows up, including the thing you call I or me. You do show up for yourself, don't you? Yeah. you will undoubtedly confirm in your own experience that the you that you are referring to when you say I or me, does show up for you. This is commonly called self-awareness. In any case, what you are referring to when you say I or me does show up for you with all the rest of life. In the clearing for life, you are really out here. Maybe who you are is not located in here with life located out there. Rather, as life is actually lived, who you are is located where what a master calls out here. Out where life, the world, others, and who you are referring to when you say I or me actually happens for you. This is where a master lives, out here, living where life actually happens. As lived, you are the clearing in which the world, others, and the you that you refer to when you say I or me show up for you. And to bring us back to where we started in this presentation, your actions in that clearing are correlated with the way in which what is in the clearing occurs for you. Your brain and you. This is consistent with the way our brain functions. At the highest level of functionality, the brain generates a world, a past world, a present world, and a future world, and functions in that world to adapt and survive in that world. Or more precisely, at the highest level of functionality, the brain generates a world constituted as networks of activated neural patterns of perception and functions in that world as networks of activated neural patterns of action. But you are not your brain. Life is lived as not networks of activated patterns of neurons. Life is lived happens out here, and that is where masters live life, out here. You have a choice. You can, as most people do, automatically, that is without examination, take yourself to be and live as though you are located in here, with all else in life located out there. However, maybe Socrates was right when he said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Alternatively, with your experience of realizing, examining, that you are actually perceive the world, others, and what you refer to as I or me, not in here but out there, as you first called it, you are stuck in here, you have a choice. You are not stuck in here, you have a choice. Yeah? Did I mess it up so bad you didn't get it? Did you get it?
Matrix.
The matrix. The choice. You can go on choosing to take yourself to be and experience living in here with life out there. Or, based on your experience, examination of where life actually shows up for you, you can take yourself to be and experience living out here where life actually happens.
Can I add a question? Is it something like a zone of comfort? that we-
Like what?
Zone of comfort. That we
Zone of comfort.
go out from our comfort zone and to go out from our this thing that
But once again, there's this thing that you call you, and maybe it isn't that. So that you that you're referring to might not be the you that you think it is.
it's too difficult.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You get it.
Okay.
We'll keep going.
I hope so.
Huh?
Yeah. Chase.
All right. The choice. Taking a stand on who you are, the clearing. You, the one for whom life shows up out here, are not located either here or there. You, the one for whom life shows up out here, are a clearing. The clearing in which life shows up, that is, you are the clearing in which the world, others, and what you refer to when you say I or me show up. As Martin Heidegger, arguably one of the two greatest philosophers of the 20th century, put it, being for a human being is being in the world. By taking a stand on yourself as out here, you will actually experience yourself being out here and interacting with life where life actually happens.
Who is the second greatest philosopher?
What?
Who is the second greatest philosopher?
I don't know. That is the stand that a master takes on himself or herself, and that is what allows an ordinary person to function as a master. It is from this stand that a master encounters life. It is from this stand that a master experiences, comprehends, and understands life. It is from this stand that a master interacts with life. And that is what makes a master a master. The truth. Which is true? I am in here or I am out here. Neither is true as a matter of fact. It is a fact that most people live the unexamined assumption that where they are located is in here with everything else located as they put it out there. However, it is also a fact that given a chance to get beyond their assumption and get in touch with their actual experience, they will find that their perception of the world, others, and what they refer to when they say I or me is actually happening for them as they have termed it out there, where they said they are not. That is, as lived, life shows up in the clearing that one is out here. But to say that either in here or out here is the truth is not true. Neither is to be believed. One is the concept we use to understand. The other is the way life actually occurs for us. A declaration. The stand you take on yourself. That you are located in here with life out there, or that you are located out here where life actually happens, is not something one gets right. While for most people, I am in here is at first nothing more than an unexamined assumption. In the face of those facts, one must choose. And what one chooses is nothing more than, but also nothing less than, a declaration, a stand one takes on oneself. Whichever choice, declaration, that is the stand you take on yourself, it will determine the way you encounter and comprehend, make sense of life, and as a consequence, the way you interact with life. In summary, we are not arguing that one of these, being in here or out here, is right and the other is wrong. Rather, we are saying that you have a choice. People who practice being aware of where their experience of objects and situations in the world and of other people in the world is actually happening report a breakthrough in their effectiveness in dealing with the world and with others. In addition, the access one has to I or me is greater when your relation to I and me is that I and me show up in a clearing that you are. This allows you a certain detachment from your automatic way of being that leaves you free to be. Try it out and see what happens. Is this just an attempt at some clever, arcane philosophical argument, or does it actually result in raising your level of effectiveness and your quality of life to that of a master in life? You won't know until you experiment with it and see what happens for you. We are all on automatic in our belief that we are in here. So far, a while, you must stop from time to time throughout the day and actually get yourself in touch with your experience, that what you are encountering in that moment is experienced by you out here. It is especially important to do this when what you are encountering is another person. We have 10 more slides. Okay. if for the next few months, a few times each day, you actually practice nothing, noticing where your experience of perceiving life really happens, you will train yourself to be out here. You will notice that your experience of seeing does not happen in your eyes or brain, or that what you hear doesn't happen in your ears, and that what you feel doesn't happen in your fingers. Your experience of what you see and what you hear and what you feel will be out here. So you, the one seeing, hearing, and feeling, must be out here. With practice, you will find yourself actually starting to live out here where life actually happens. When you're practicing being out here, what is going on with you internally will stop being who you are for yourself. As a result, you will have much less attention on and be much less bothered by what is going on with you internally. And you, the one that you refer to when you say I or me, will simply be one of those things that shows up for you in the clearing for life that you actually are. This will assist you in getting clear that you are not what is going on with you internally, your way of being, and support you in not treating what is going on with you internally, your way of being, like it is more important than life. Your way of being will just be what is going on with you internally, so what? As a result of practicing being out here, you will start being more effective in life and start experiencing a higher quality of life. You will discover that you have more power than the person you have known yourself to be. Who you actually are is out here. As you do this practice, it will become evident that who you are is the clearing in which life shows up. And if you do this practice from time to time throughout the day, after a while, for some within a week, for others within a month or two, you will find yourself naturally being out here in life. You will find yourself with the world, others, and what you call I or me occurring for you as they are, without your knowledge or previous experience filtering what you encounter. Instead, you will find that your knowledge and previous experience, so to speak, illuminate what you encounter. This is mastery. This is your assignment. Discover for yourself that seeing is happening where I am not. Discover for yourself that what you call I or me shows up in the clearing you are. 3. As it is actually experienced, what is there when you are out here with something? Over and over, practice being out here. Hint, it helps to get yourself clear where seeing X happens on the chord, that is, as lived. And then see if you can be out here where seeing happens. By the way, you might notice that's where life happens, or specifically for this course, that is where being a leader and exercising leadership happens. Go outside and look at a tree and see if you can be out here with the tree. Or better yet, do that with a person. There you go. Oh, we have 9, I did that in like 2 minutes, 10 pages in 2 minutes. And I noticed that when I was doing that, you were more riveted. I must be going too slow, and your thinking is faster than my going. So when I go at that pace, I noticed you were more present. Either that, or what was happening is you were being out here, as we just distinguished them.
Out here.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah.
out here. What are you seeing? What do you want to say? How about the other? Now it's kind of a what if. How
Everything
about?
is clear and under control.
Huh?
Everything is clear and
Clear
under
and
control.
under control.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we
We're nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Well,
we just
nothing
have that
is
feeling
good.
that we're nothing.
We're nothing. It's like a clearing,
my
right?
body.
Clear consciousness.
Totally.
We are like clear
Clear
consciousness flying in this room. I even don't want to say that this is a Heidegger, Osho, and that all stuff thing. It's like there was a philosopher, Osho, and he was saying that yes, this thing.
He was saying that.
Yes.
But you know what?
It's like
You got
meditation.
this on the court.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a theory
Yeah. It
for
was.
most people. But I can see in your eyes and your being present that you're out here with me. And for the most part, you haven't been. Yeah?
Yeah. We were flying faster than you when we were here.
Right. Yeah. What else there? I think I may have stepped on what you were going to say.
No, it's like now it's time to experience.
It's time to
Trying to touch something, but not by our maybe body or fingers, but I don't know, consciousness or something like this. Like, out us.
Huh? Yeah. So you got the point. So what there is to do is to go out here with what you've gotten out here and, touch things and feel things and see what a Masha out here is like.
It is
And
dangerous.
someone should watch out for
For
our body.
yeah,
if
because
we
car
go
can
so
crash
far.
our body.
What? Say it again?
Someone should, I think, watch out for our bodies when we
Yeah.
go fast. So
Because
far.
car can crash.
Yeah.
Well, when we will be like there
Basically,
out
here.
here and our body will be.
Yes, well, you can't forget that you have a body out here too.
Yeah.
You have to
I have
include
forgotten for a minute.
the body out here.
I should watch out.
What are you seeing? Well, how about this? What are you present to?
Friend to nothing.
What are you present to being out here? What's that like? What's that quality of
It's
that?
like nothing and everything in once.
It's like nothing and everything you want. Okay.
We
We
are
like everywhere.
everything around us.
Yeah. What else? What else are you present
There's
to?
nothing that you don't care about anything, the things that you have to do or you had to do, and there's nothing
Oh, that's
that there's luggage in your head and something.
Luggage in
We
your
still
head. So what I hear you saying is freedom?
Yes, I just know that I just do what I do, and that's the right thing I do. Yeah, we just present.
You're present. You're present.
Yeah, it's like present continuous.
Present.
Lovely. Present continuous state of life. Yeah.
Right, so you're in present continuous. What else?
all this stuff what you saw actually is connected with the context. Actually.
Yeah, it's connected with the context, yes. If you can't access out here, you can't be effective as a leader. So you have to have this peace. You just have to have this peace. You have to be out here to be effective as a leader, including being a leader for yourself, because you're just one of those things that's out here.
How we can practice not to forget this feeling? Like we will.
Well, you have the textbook, you can go read it for one, or you can go get Lefko and say, you know what, and you will forget it. There's this thing called amygdala hijack that we'll talk about, because there will be things that happen in your current circumstances that will remind you of things that happened in the past, and it will snap you back into the survival mode, and you will be in survival dealing with that thing that looked like a threat.
Yeah,
And that will displace it. And then you'll have to notice that you're actually the context for even that, and bring yourself back, or get one of the other of you, because usually not everybody is lost at the same time, and they will recover you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if we do it like our natural self-expression, we won't forget it. Actually.
Right. Well, when you have an amygdala hijack, it'll go away, I promise. But you have the ability to represence it as a choice. It's a choice that you have that you can make any time. You can be in the matrix or out of the matrix. It's a choice.
Now if I feel like my body is some doll and I can manage it as I want and I can do everything. And I have such feeling when I was meme with like black and white cloud, and I was on some fancy ball.
Party.
Бал.
No,
Бал.
Зараз чекай.
Как мяч.
не бал, танцуй там где.
Ну, как мяч, да.
Не, это другое слово.
Там просто другой
Front.
бол.
Okay, place where fancy people, then fancy stuff with fancy food.
Ballroom, yeah.
Yeah.
A ball. A ball is the whole thing, right? Fancy
Okay.
food and dance with.
Okay.
All right.
Let it be ball. Okay, and I was this like clown, and I was like kind of decoration or like something like this. But I do some really silly stuff, and I feel freedom to do this because they are so fancy. I can treat them. I can like be in like when they were photographing, just standing like this. They're very very cool. I just